Today our topic is how to keep a stoic mind in relationships. Relationships are one of the most important parts of life. They bring joy, love, and connection, but they can also bring challenges, stress, and pain. A stoic mind can help us navigate these ups and downs with calm and wisdom. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. It reminds us to stay strong, rational, and emotionally balanced, even in difficult situations. Let's explore how we can apply Stoic principles to relationships to make them healthier and more fulfilling. First, let's talk about control. In Stoicism, one of the most important ideas is that we should focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. In relationships, this means understanding that we cannot control other people's thoughts, feelings, or actions. We can only control our own. For example, you cannot force someone to love you, respect you, or treat you the way you want. But you can control how you respond to them. If someone is unkind or unfair, you can choose to stay calm and not react with anger. You can choose to communicate clearly and set boundaries. You can also choose to walk away if the relationship is harmful. By focusing on your own actions and reactions, you take back your power and avoid unnecessary suffering. Next, let's talk about expectations. Often, we feel hurt or disappointed in relationships because we have high expectations. We expect others to always understand us, support us, or make us happy. But Stoicism teaches us that expecting too much from others can lead to frustration. Instead, we should focus on being realistic. Understand that everyone is human and makes mistakes. No one is perfect, including yourself. When you lower your expectations, you can appreciate the good moments more and feel less upset about the bad ones. For example, if your partner forgets to do something you asked, instead of getting angry, you can remind yourself that they are not perfect and that it's okay. This doesn't mean you should accept bad behavior, but it means you should approach situations with understanding and patience. Another important Stoic idea is to practice gratitude. In relationships, it's easy to focus on what's wrong or what's missing. But Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we have and be thankful for it. Take time to appreciate the people in your life and the good things they bring. Even in difficult relationships, there's often something to be grateful for. For example, if you have a friend who is always there for you, take a moment to thank them and let them know you appreciate them. If you have a partner who supports you, remind yourself how lucky you are to have them. Gratitude helps us stay positive and keeps us from taking people for granted. Now, let's talk about emotions. Relationships can bring strong emotions, both good and bad. Stoicism doesn't teach us to avoid emotions, but to manage them wisely. When you feel angry, sad, or jealous, take a step back and think before you act. Ask yourself, is this emotion helpful? Will reacting this way make things better or worse? For example, if you feel jealous because your partner is spending time with someone else, instead of accusing them or getting upset, take a moment to calm down. Then, talk to them calmly about how you feel. By managing your emotions, you can avoid saying or doing things you might regret later. Stoicism also teaches us to accept change. Relationships change over time, and that's normal. People grow, situations change, and sometimes relationships end. Instead of resisting change, we should accept it as a natural part of life. For example, if a friendship grows apart, instead of feeling sad or trying to force it back, accept that it's okay for things to change. Focus on the good memories and be open to new connections. Change can be hard, but it also brings new opportunities. By accepting change, we can move forward with less pain and more peace. Another Stoic principle is to focus on virtue. In Stoicism, virtue means living with wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. In relationships, this means being honest, kind, and fair. It means standing up for what is right, even when it's hard. For example, if someone is treating you badly, have the courage to speak up and set boundaries. If you make a mistake, have the honesty to admit it and apologize. By focusing on virtue, you build strong, healthy relationships based on respect and trust. Stoicism also teaches us to prepare for challenges. In life, there will always be difficulties, and relationships are no exception. Instead of hoping everything will always be perfect, prepare yourself for the hard times. Think about how you will handle conflicts, misunderstandings, or even breakups. For example, if you're in a relationship, remind yourself that disagreements are normal and that you can work through them with patience and communication. If you're single, remind yourself that being alone is okay and that you can find happiness within yourself. By preparing for challenges, you can face them with strength and resilience. One of the most powerful Stoic practices is to reflect on your thoughts. Often, our problems in relationships come from our own thoughts and beliefs. For example, if you believe that you need someone else to make you happy, you might feel empty or anxious when you're alone. If you believe that you must always please others, you might feel stressed or resentful. Take time to reflect on your thoughts and question them. Are they true? Are they helpful? For example, instead of thinking, I need this person to love me, you can think, I'm enough on my own, and any love I receive is a bonus. By changing your thoughts, you can change how you feel and act in relationships. Finally, Stoicism teaches us to focus on the present moment. In relationships, we often worry about the future or dwell on the past. We might worry about whether a relationship will last or feel upset about something that happened yesterday. But Stoicism reminds us that the only moment we have is the present. Focus on what you can do right now to improve your relationships. For example, instead of worrying about whether your partner will always love you, focus on being a good partner today. Instead of holding on to past hurts, focus on forgiving and moving forward. By living in the present, you can enjoy your relationships more and worry less. In conclusion, keeping a Stoic mind in relationships means focusing on what you can control, managing your expectations, practicing gratitude, managing your emotions, accepting change, focusing on virtue, preparing for challenges, reflecting on your thoughts, and living in the present. These principles can help you build stronger, healthier, and more fulfilling relationships. They can also help you stay calm and strong, even in difficult situations. Remember, relationships are a journey, and like any journey, they have ups and downs. By applying Stoic wisdom, you can navigate this journey with grace and resilience. Life is not about avoiding problems, but about facing them with courage and wisdom. So, take a deep breath, focus on what you can control, and move forward with a calm and Stoic mind.